Again, thank God that there were witnesses like you speaking up. But by the way, have you talked to the other witnesses much? Do you guys, do you talk offline, or do you call each other, or has there been any communications between you and the other witnesses?
No, none at all.
Okay. Let's get to this. So I thought that was also weird. They separated you and Lori. So again, maybe trying to trip you guys up to get conflicting stories. And I assume that you passed that smell test as well.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Okay, here's what this is pretty much just in today. We've got all of this at deadlinelive.info. Shanna Elliott. Susan Shanna Elliott is a spokesperson for Delta. By the way, I was mentioning on the show earlier, I've flown on Delta. I've actually been turned down and turned away from a flight for not having proper identification on Delta. But that's an aside there. She has said that she could not confirm that a male Sudanese refugee was on the flight. And then U.S. citizens can only board international flights in the United States without passports. They can, but only after the air carrier otherwise confirms their identity and their citizenship. So with no papers, you can't do it. Without a passport, they say you can actually do it. Smith added that the refugee trying to fly to the United States from another country would also have to have proof of an application for asylum or refugee status, proof of citizenship, identifying documents before the plane could even take off. So in other words, this would be highly unusual. I want you to speculate here for a second. Highly unusual for a sharp-dressed man or otherwise to get this guy on the plane without some kind of asylum papers. Okay, so there goes that excuse, Kurt. All right, now today, this came out. Dutch counterterrorism agency, flight to 253 suspect Umar Farouk Abdul Matab had a valid Nigerian passport and a U.S. visa. This now according to the Dutch. Your comments.
Okay. What's my comment?
Yeah.
Oh, I have a few comments on that.
Go ahead, shoot.
Schiphol Airport came out the other day and said the following. He got on the plane without following normal passport procedures. And I would love Schiphol Airport to come out to the media and define that explanation to me. What would be not normal passport procedures? What would that entail? Because that's exactly what I saw. And if he had a valid passport, why didn't he pass through valid passport procedures? And to me, the difference is the following. Every time I show my passport at an airport, it's scanned via a barcode where a ton of information of myself comes up on the computer screen, and whoever is verifying who I am can see all this information about myself. And if indeed he didn't go through normal passport procedures, I'm guessing the barcode scan wasn't done, and I'm guessing all this information we're finding out about him, how much of a danger he was to be flying, never came out. I'm guessing he just showed it to an official in the back room, like I think he did, and skirted onto the plane, which actually helps confirm what I've been saying all along. And second of all, there's a very easy way to verify what I'm saying. Show the damn video.
Right.
You have the video. They've been saying they've been reviewing the video of the boarding area where I was sitting. Show it. Let's see it. Show that I am wrong.
Well,
I dare anyone out there with the video to show the entire video anywhere and prove that I'm wrong. Prove it. Don't just come out and say that I'm wrong. Prove it, because I saw what I saw, and you know what? You can't prove that I'm wrong because I'm right.
Yeah, we're back to the video again. And by the way, Kurt, I believe you over the various authorities who are, kind of circling the wagons at this point. Whether it's to cover up for incompetence or whether it's something greater, I mean, we'll leave that open for interpretation to our listeners. But again, I mean, let's stick to the story. You also said to the FBI, I guess, you never stated that he didn't have a passport. You just stated that he was trying to board the flight without a passport.
Exactly. That was going to be my next point.
Yeah.
And to try and board the flight without a passport doesn't mean you don't have one. You could have one in your pocket, but you just don't want anyone to see who you really are and have to provide explanations for, where you visited, the Yemen stamps in the back of your passport, and whatever information shows when your barcode is scanned.
Well, and he might have known that his father allegedly turned him in and was meeting with the CIA a week or so before, and that they might be looking for him.
It's much easier to keep your passport in your pocket and go to a back room, talk to a security manager, and claim you're a referee from Sudan who can't speak English and have someone else speak for you.
They said that Abdul Matab was carrying a valid Nigerian passport and a valid U.S. visa, that his name did not appear on any Dutch lists of terror suspects. They're kind of backtracking on that. They have said that they have reviewed the closed-circuit TV video and other evidence.
Okay, where is it? Let me stop you there.
I'm with you. I know.
Where is it? Where is it? You're out there disproving me.
It's
let's see who's right here.
They can't show it. It's national security. They can't show us any of this.
Yeah, right. Who has the agenda? Wait, who is right about the second man being detained, and who lied about it, and who has the agenda here and who doesn't?
Well, and all they say is that they've reviewed. They don't say conclusively that they've reviewed it and it refutes your story. There is no sharp-dressed man. None of this ever happened. They have it all on video.
Because you know darn well if they had it, it would be all over the video, all over the world. If they had evidence that I was wrong. And you know what? Video's not showing up anywhere.
You know, Kurt, I was doing an interview on another program today where I was the guest instead of you, and and I was talking to the host, and she said she'd just flown back 2 days ago from Florida visiting family over the Christmas holidays, and that there was absolutely no amped-up security whatsoever, as if nothing had happened.
Too bad.
Well, maybe it's too bad, but it also shows that what we're seeing in the media is quite often a lot of hype, and they don't actually do anything about this. Though I fully suspect that all of us will be having our underwear checked in the coming years. There are always solutions for these things, Kurt, as you probably know, before the thing even happens, and that is also very suspicious. Now, what, if anything, can you add? One other thing I did want to ask you about was the demeanor of the suspect. We've heard a lot, including from the hero himself, who really clammed up when they started talking about the fact that that's Jasper Sharinga, the fact that the suspect seemed to be in a trance. Can you account for his demeanor, both in Amsterdam? Did he look like he could even get around by himself? and afterward, in the plane when you noticed him?
I just have one word to describe him, and I would say emotionless.
Emotionless. Dead emotionally. Please stay with me for just a few more minutes. I want to make sure we got everything. I'll only keep you for about 5 more minutes. Kurt Haskell with us, the eyewitness, a very brave eyewitness, speaking out. Come back with us right after this. I hope you will join us too. Deadline Live.